Hello, I'm Simon Whistler, you're watching TopTenzNet, and in the video today we're looking at the top 10 secretly badass animals. Number 10. The Koala.
You know it as the lazy Australian mouse bear with its tiny eyes, huge ears, and an adequate level of fuzzy wuzziness. The koala is the closest thing we'll ever get to a real-life plush toy. Look at it. Don't you just want to hug it? But in reality, do not touch that bear, not unless you're wearing a full-body condom suit, because those bastards are swarming with chlamydia. In recent years, the koala population has been threatened by an outbreak of STDs, which according to scientists might wipe out the species in 30 years. Do you know what that means? It means that koalas are total players and they don't care who knows it as long as they get to have sex with them. It takes a certain kind of creature to nasty sex itself into possible extinction, and that kind is one that just doesn't give a crap, aka the koala.
Number 9. The Hercules Beetle.
You know it as the bug with the big-ass horn pincer thing for a head. Sure, they look kind of cool, and if you put one in a hollowed-out tennis ball, you can pretend it's a Pokemon, but at the end of the day, it's just a large insect. But in reality, yeah, and Chernobyl was just a minor technical malfunction. It's impossible to overestimate the badassitude of the Hercules beetle, considering it might very well be the strongest creature on Earth, relative to its size. The Hercules beetle is capable of lifting 850 times its body weight, meaning that if it was human-sized, it would be able to lift up 70 tons. You see, they don't just give away names like Hercules in the science community. You have to earn that stuff.
Number 8. The Hippopotamus.
You know it as the fat water-dwelling herbivore with a penchant for R&B music, though that may only have been the movie Madagascar. All in all, hippos are cute, friendly, and oh yes, but in reality they're insanely aggressive killing machines fueled by the sheer power of their hatred for humanity. Not only is the hippo, one of the largest land animals by the way, horribly aggressive and unafraid of humans, it takes only the slightest provocation for it to go full murder on your butt like a raging hammer of the gods. It's estimated that the hippo is responsible for the most animal-related human deaths in all of Africa, and that's where lions come from. Oh, and don't think you could just outrun them, because a hippo can reach speeds of up to 18 miles an hour.
Number 7. The Wombat.
You know it as the dopier cousin of the koala. The wombat is another Australian marsupial, which looks as if it feeds primarily on cupcakes and tummy rubs. It's what you'd get if you crossed a teddy bear with a puppy. They usually measure 39 inches in length and 20 mega kittens in adorableness. But in reality, the wombat is often preyed upon by dingoes and Tasmanian devils, some of the toughest bastards to ever come out of Australia, and that's saying something. When one of them spots this little ball of fur, the wombat dives into its tunnel home, leaving its behind open for attacks, which is okay because their butts are made out of pure cartilage. Then when a dingo or Tasmanian devil squeezes their head into the tunnel to get to the wombat, it gives them a couple of donkey kicks to the noggin, turning their brains into slush with its powerful legs. To reiterate, the wombat is an animal which kicks Tasmanian devils to death.
Number 6. The Nutria.
You know it as, you might not actually know what a nutria is, but its other name provides a quick and accurate description, the river rat. It's a large rodent originally from South America which was introduced to the US by fur farmers. Not really that much to say about it, but in reality, other than that, it's an unstoppable locust-like devastation machine bent on destroying the earth by eating all of it. Picture the common rat and the damages it causes each year. Now multiply that by roughly 1,000 and that's how destructive the nutria can be. In Maryland, they are believed to have destroyed over 3,000 hectares of marshlands to the point that the state has put forth a multi-million-dollar eradication program to get rid of them. In 2005, Louisiana even put a bounty on these animals.
Number 5. The Mantis Shrimp.
You know it as the LSD variation of the beloved cocktail filler, though technically not an actual shrimp. The mantis shrimps are alien-looking crustaceans with a fantastic bright coloration. They occasionally make their way to the aquarium trade, though they need to be handled carefully. But in reality, the reason they need to be handled carefully is because the mantis shrimp will ruin your day with its fiery superpower punches. That's right, punches, because that's how this shrimp hunts its prey. Its complex biology allows it to produce lightning-fast jabs, which would make Chuck Norris squeak in terror and bewilderment. The mantis shrimp's punch clocks at speeds exceeding 50 miles per hour and is accompanied by a flash of light and heat. So basically, the Mantis Shrimp is capable of throwing fire punches underwater.
Number 4. The Hummingbird.
You know it as the adorable tiny bird who always wanted to be a bee. Not only does it feed on nectar, but it also buzzes around like a bee by flapping its cute little wings, and oh look, its elongated beak even resembles a tiny stinger. Aren't they just precious? But in reality, yeah, that whole flying thing the hummingbirds do, they do that by flapping their wings up to 90 times a second, which allows them to hover in the air and even fly backwards. So fine, their flying is a little interesting, but that doesn't make them badass. Sure, right, totally. But the fact that they're constantly on the verge of starving to death sort of does. See, the hummingbird's heart beats roughly 200 times faster than that of a human, meaning the birds have one of the highest metabolisms in nature and need to be feeding constantly, otherwise they will die. They're basically one cannibalistic incident away from becoming the zombies of the bird world.
Number 3. The Pacific Salmon.
You know it as, well, dinner most likely. In a nutshell, the Pacific salmon is the Pacific variation of the popular fish known for going great with a side order of fried mushrooms and eggplant. But in reality, what's the furthest you'd go to have sex? Whatever your answers might be, none of it can match up to what the Pacific salmon goes through to reproduce. To spawn, the Pacific salmon first enters fresh water, after which it stops feeding and its stomach disintegrates to make room for more sperm or eggs. Then the fish swim upstream, dodging bears and fishermen until they reach the exact same spot where they were born, all without maps, GPS, or an advanced nervous system. There, they start having fish sex until everyone is dead. I believe that the proper scientific term for that is freaking hardcore.
Number 2. The Cassowary.
You know it as the drag queen version of the ostrich. Seriously, look at this thing. It's something a child would come up with by crossing an emu and a turkey. But in reality, did you know that the cassowary was voted the most dangerous bird on the planet by the Guinness Book of World Records? Yup, that thing right there. Not the hawk, not the eagle, not even the famed horned cobra vulture. And why? Well, for one, the cassowary is the ninja of the bird kingdom. It's said you can often pass one in the wild and not even notice it. That is, until it decides to attack you with its ultra-sharp talons. The cassowary has extremely powerful legs which it can use to disembowel you in one swift kick. They're also quite aggressive, so if you manage to piss one off, the best thing to do is lie down and hope that the bird will dispose of you quickly. Running won't do much good as these things can reach up to 50 miles per hour and are also excellent swimmers, basically making the cassowary a land shark.
Number 1. The Immortal Jellyfish.
You know it as? Hold on, what? The Immortal Jellyfish? This is like an ironic name, right? Like its lifespan is only 2 to 3 seconds or something, right? Because, come on, look at it. Just looks like any old jellyfish. But in reality, from a biological point of view, the Immortal Jellyfish really can live forever. When the jellyfish reaches maturity, it can revert to its polyp form, the sexually immature state, which then gives birth to a whole new colony. See, in the animal kingdom, there's really little use for animals to keep living after they reach sexual maturity and reproduce, but the immortal jellyfish cheats the process by turning back time on itself and reproducing asexually in what technically can be an endless cycle. It's like if you were to turn yourself into your own pregnant mother and give birth to 3 new versions of yourself. No need to thank me for that mental image. Your upcoming night terrors are all the thanks that I need.
So I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button below this video and also subscribe if you haven't already for brand new videos just like this every day of the week. Also over there on the right are a couple of other videos you might enjoy if you enjoyed this one. One is the top 10 animals that can eat living things in one bite, and below that we've got the top 10 shockingly dangerous animals. So be sure to check those out, be sure to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.